A very good morning to all of you. This is your mathematics class, and in the previous class we studied about the linear graph and also about the coordinates. And today in this class we will learn about some more applications about that. So let us start our today's class with some more applications about that. Here are two terms are given which can you see. First one is independent variable and the second one is dependent variable. Okay, so this is the most important term in this scenario. After it, first of all you have to know that what is independent and what is dependent variable. First one, independent is that term, or you can say that independent is what which never depend to anyone. So this will be the independent, and the dependent means when something is depend on the some another. That means dependent means something is completely depend to the anything else. Okay, so independent variable and dependent variable is same also here. Dependent variable is what that quantity whose value depends on the another quantity. Dependent variable means quantity, any quantity whose value depends on the another quantity, and independent variable is opposite to the dependent. That means any quantity whose value does not depend on any another quantity. Okay, that means this independent variable sometimes control variable, also called control variable. So these are the two terms and we have to know about that. So let's see some examples about that. First of all, suppose you purchase one pen for 5 rupees. Okay, you purchased one pen for 5 rupees, and how much the cost for the two pen of the same price? Obviously it will be 10 rupees. If we talk about 5 pens of the same price, then how much cost for the 5 pens? Obviously it would be 25 rupees. That means as the quantity is increasing, the price is also increasing. Somewhere it is directly proportional, correct? Okay, so where the quantity is increasing, on the other side also the price is increasing. That means the quantity of the article, of any article, depends on the price, or you can say that the price of any article depends on the quantity of that article. If there was one pen, cost was 5 rupees. If there were two pens, cost was 10 rupees. If there were 3 pens, then cost was 15 rupees. If there were 5 pens, then cost was 25 rupees. That means the price of article is completely depend on the quantity of the article. So this was the dependent variable. Hope you understand this. Now see some more examples about that. Here the first one is quantity and cost. I already told you about the concept of the quantity and cost. If the cost will completely depend on the quantity. Here you can plot the graph for this. Here you are given number of liters of petrol: 10 liters, 15 liters, 20 liters and 25 liters, and cost for that is 500 rupees for the 10 liter, 750 for the 15 liter, 1000 rupees for the 20 liter, and 1250 for the 25 liter. Now you can see that as the liters are increasing, on the same time price is also increasing in the of the petrol. That means the cost of the petrol depends on the quantity of the petrol here. This is the table. You can draw the graph according to this, according to the data. I hope till now you understood about the you understood that how can you draw a graph. So you have to draw it yourself. Now the second one is principal and interest. You also know the formula for the simple interest. It is equal to principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time divided by 100. Okay, that means here simple interest. This simple interest depends on principal, rate of interest, time and 100. But what will be happen if rate of interest and time will constant? That means rate of interest and time will constant. Then this simple interest will depend on the principal. That concept is using here. See here 10% is the a bank gives 10% simple interest. That means this is the rate of interest deposited by our senior citizens. Draw a graph to illustrate the relation between the sum deposited and the simple interest earned. Find from your graph. Here you can see that when there is one more thing, that rate of interest is 10%, it will remain same. And here here the question is talking about the annual interest obtainable for an investment of 250 rupees. Here we are talking about annually. That means here we will take time as a 1 year. Now if principal is 100 rupees, then simple interest will be obviously P into R into T. Here R is 10%, T is 1 year and P is 100 rupees divided by 100. Then the simple interest is 10 rupees. Now if the principal is 200 rupees, then after solving that we will get simple interest is 20 rupees. If the sum deposited, that means principal is 300 rupees, then simple interest is 30 rupees. Principal 500 rupees, simple interest 50 rupees, and 1000 rupees, then simple interest is 100 rupees. Okay, now this was the total. After that you can see that as the principal increasing, also the simple interest is increasing. You can see here as the principal is increasing, also here simple interest is increasing. That means this simple interest here, simple interest is completely depends on principal. So this was the dependent variable. Now you can draw a graph. To draw a graph you have to choose a scale firstly. How can you choose a scale? I already told you about that, but I will tell you one more time. Here you can see that these are the principal and these are the simple interest amount. These are the simple interest. So to make a graph, first of all you have to choose a scale. What will be there? See, you have to draw two perpendicular axis. This was the x-axis and this was the y-axis. For that you have to choose whether on which axis you will take what quantity you will take on which axis. Now suppose here we are taking horizontal x-axis, we are taking on horizontal axis principal. So here we are taking principal on the x-axis, and on the y-axis we are taking the simple interest. Okay, the quantity which is increasing, that will be given on the y-axis. Always remember that thing, that the quantity which is increasing or the quantity which depends on the another quantity, any quantity which depends on the another quantity. Here simple interest depends on the principal, so simple interest will be taken on the y-axis. So the quantity which depends on the another quantity will be taken on the y-axis. Okay, after that you have to choose the scale. How can you choose the scale? You can see on the y-axis we have 10, 20, 30, 50, 100. That means the gap between 10 and 20 is 10, 20 and 30 is 10, 30 and 50 is 20, 50 and 100 is 50. So overall the minimum gap is 10 here in this data. The minimum gap is 10 in this data. So you have to choose a scale as a 1 unit is equal to 10 rupees, because these are 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 50 rupees and 100 rupees. That means 1 unit is equal to 10 rupees. Okay, so you can take as here 0, 10, 20, 30, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. And on the x-axis you will take 100, 200, 300, 500 and 1000. Here you will take 100, 200, 300, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900 and 1000. Here you will take like that. Okay, so after that you have to join all the coordinates according to the data. I already told you about that, so you have to make the graph yourself for that. Now see the next concept, which is time and distance. See, there is one formula for the time, distance and the speed. That is, distance is always equal to speed into time. Okay, distance is always equal to speed into time. Now suppose speed is constant here. Speed is constant here, which is 30 km per hour everywhere. The speed is 30 km per hour everywhere. Then how can you measure the distance and the time? Now suppose if time is 1 hour, if you are taking time is 1 hour, then distance will be equal to 30 multiplied by 1. That is, distance is equal to 30 kilometer. Okay, now if you are taking the time as 2 hour, then it will be distance is equal to 30 multiplied by time, which is 2 hour. Distance is equal to 60 kilometer. If you take time as a 4 hour, then it will be speed, which is 30 kilometer everywhere. So this is constant, it will remain same. After that, time is 4 hour here, so speed multiplied by time is 30 multiplied by 4, which is equal to 120. That means this time distance is equal to 120 kilometer. So you can see here, as we get increasing the time, at the same time distance would be automatically increasing. Okay, that means here the distance is completely depends on the time. Similarly, you can do for the speed. If you will take the time as a constant, means if the time is same for everywhere, then speed must be increasing or decreasing. Then distance will depend on the speed. Overall, here is the dependent variable is distance, because distance will depends on time. Distance will depend whether on the time or on the speed, and here in this portion distance is depending on the time. So here distance is a dependent variable. Hope you understand about the dependent and the independent. Okay, just like speed is independent here, because speed is neither increasing nor decreasing. No, doesn't matter distance is increasing or the time is increasing. Speed is the independent variable and distance is the dependent variable here, and also the time is the independent variable. So you have to take while drawing the graph, you have to take the while on the graph you have to draw this graph yourself. You can see also here you will take time on the x-axis and distance on the y-axis, because distance is the dependent variable now. So distance will be taken on the y-axis and time will be taken on the x-axis, because here distance is depending on the time. And this is the way how can you draw the graph, because see For the first, you have time is 1 hour, distance is 30 kilometer. So you have to take the time as 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, and here distance is 30, 60, 90, 120. That means minimum difference is 30. So you have to choose the scale. You have to choose the scale according to that. Here we are choosing the scale as 1 unit is equal to 10 kilometer. So it is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 up to 130. Now for 1 hour distance is 30 kilometer. So this will be the point where x coordinate is 1 and y coordinate will be 30. 1 hour 30 kilometer. The next is 2 hour 60 kilometer. So where is 2 hour? Where is 2 hour? 2 hour 30 kilometer. Here you can see when time is when time is 2 hour, then distance is 60 kilometer. Then you will take on 2 hour and distance will be here it will be 2. Okay, not here, here it will be 2. When you meet it at 2, draw perpendicular which falls on 2, and here you have 60. So this will be the point where 2 and 60 will meet here. Okay, in the similar way you can draw the graph for all the questions. Now let us move towards the exercise, which is exercise 15.3 of your book, from your book. And here is the question number 1. Question number 1 is saying that draw the graphs for the following tables of values with suitable scales on the axis. You have to choose the scale firstly. After that you can draw the graph. Here the first is cost of apples. Number of apples are given 1, 2, 3, 4. Cost for 1 apple is 5 rupees. Cost for 2 apple are 10 rupees. 3 for 15, 4 for 20 and 5 for 25. That means number of apples are increasing. So cost is also increasing. That means cost depends on the quantity of the apples. Cost depends on the quantity of the apples. So how can you draw the graph for that? Now see, first of all you have to choose a scale. This is the graph. Let us reduce that graph so that you can see that easily. This is the graph for the part first, number of apples or the cost of the apples. First of all you have to choose the scale according to the data. You can see, just a second. So for that you have to take a look on the data. Number of apples are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and cost is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Here you can see that the minimum distance is 5. 10. The difference between 10 and 5 is 5. The difference between 15 and 10 is also 5, and here the difference is also 5. Here the difference is also 5. So the minimum difference is 5 for the cost. So you can choose the scale as 1 unit is equal to 5 rupees. So you will write 1 unit is equal to 5 rupees. Scale is 1 unit is equal to 5 rupees. After that you can draw the graph. Suppose this is the graph paper and this is considered as the 1 unit. The 1 square, you must see the graph paper. Okay, so on that graph paper 1 square is equal to 1 unit, and here we are taking this 1 unit as 5 rupees. So here we have 0, 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 15 rupees, 20, 25 and 30. And here on the x-axis we are taking number of apples, because cost depends on the number of apples. That's why we are taking cost which is dependent variable on the y-axis, and the quantity on which cost depends is taken on the x-axis. So when the number of apples is 1, then the cost is 5. So the first point is here. When the number of apples are 2, that means here cost is 10. When the number of apples are 3, cost is 15. So this will be the coordinate 3 and 15. When the number of apples are 4, then cost is 20. So coordinates are 4 and 20. And when the number of apples are 5, then cost is 25 as it is given in the data. So the coordinates are 5 and 25. Now you can you can join all these coordinates or all these points. You can join all these points with the help of the scale, and this is the linear graph. Hope you understand this. Now see the B part of the first question. In that you are given distance traveled by a car. Again the concept of the time and distance, you know, when speed is constant then distance depends on the time. That means time will be taken on the x-axis and distance will be taken on the y-axis. Time 6 am, distance 40. Time 7 am, distance 80. Time 8 am, distance 120. Time 9 am, distance is 160. So the minimum difference is 40. So you can choose the scale as 1 unit is equal to 40 kilometer. Okay. The minimum difference is 40. So you can choose the scale as 1 unit is equal to 40 kilometer. And this is the graph for the second part. Here time is to be taken and here distance is to be taken on the y-axis. Okay. Now time is 6 am, 7 am, 8 am, 9 am. Then distance 40, 80, 120, 120, 180, 200, 240. See, if you are taking the scale as 1 unit is equal to 40, then you have to give the gap of 40 between each distance. Between each distance. If just like 180 is not given in the data, so that doesn't mean that you will not write 180 in on the y-axis. You have to write it because you are taking the scale as 1 unit is equal to 40. So after 40 you have 80. After 80 plus 40 is 120. So after it 120. Now 100 plus 40 is 180. So after that you will take 120 plus 40 is 160. So after that you will take 160. Now 160 plus 40 is 200. So after that you have to take 200 and 200 plus 40 is 240. So after 200 you will take 240. Now when time is 6 am, distance is 40. So this is the first. When time is 7 am, distance was 80. When the time is 8 am, distance was 120. And when the time is 9 am, the distance was 160. So this is the linear graph for that. Now the car covered 20 kilometer distance. Now see the next part of that question. 15.3. Here are two questions are given for the B part. The first one is how much distance did the car cover during the period 7:30 am to 8 am. So you have to observe on the x-axis, you have to observe the time on the x-axis between 7:30 between 7:30 to 8 am. Here you have 7 and here you have 8. So 7:30 will lie exactly in the middle of 7 and 8, and it will be somewhere here. So what will be there? What will be there at 7:30 am? So it will be the car covered 20 kilometer distance. It will cover 20 kilometer distance. Okay. And 7:30 and now the next is what was the time when the car had covered a distance of 100 kilometers since its start. When the car will start, that means from the 0, and when the car covered the distance 100 kilometer. That means somewhere here, it will somewhere here. So what was the time when the car had covered a distance of 100 kilometers since start? So what would be the time? What would be the time? So obviously you have to measure that. If the speed is same and there is one thing at 6 a.m. 40 and at 7 a.m. the time is 80, and at 8 a.m. distance is 120 kilometer, and it is exactly in the middle between 7 and 8. That means 7:30, and the mid value of 120, there is a gap of 40. If you divide this 40 by 2, then you will get 20. That means 80 plus 20 is 100. That means when the car covered a distance of 100 kilometer, that means time was 7:30. You can also measure that. Okay, also you can do that, just like 120 plus 80 divided by 2, then you will get obviously 200. 200 divided by 2 is equal to 100. That means distance will be covered 100 at 7:30 a.m. That is the exactly middle value, because 100 kilometer distance, 100 kilometer will lie exactly in the middle of 80 and 120, and 7:30 a.m. will lie exactly in the middle of 7 and 8. I hope you cleared about that. You have cleared this concept. Similarly, the first part was car covered 20 kilometer distance 7:30 to 8 a.m. because you have to see this in the data. It is talking about 7:30 and 8. Here we have 7:30 and 8. Here, suppose here you will have 7:30 and here you will have 8. Again, exactly in the 7 and 8. So exactly in the 7 and 8. So obviously 100 minus 80 will be equal to 20. That's why the car will cover 20 kilometer distance between 7:30 to 8 a.m. Now see the next part, which is part C, interest on deposit for a year. You have to draw this graph yourself. Let us have a look on the graph. This is the graph. Okay, simple interest on the x-axis and the principal on the y-axis. When the simple interest is 80, principal is 1000. Simple interest is 160, principal is 2000. Principal 8000. This is 240. Similarly, you can draw all the all the coordinates, and after that you can join these points, and it will be a linear graph. There is one more thing about the scale, that here you have 1000, 2000, 3000. That means scale is chosen here. 1 unit is equal to 1000 rupees. Okay, because principal always measures in the rupees, so 1 unit is equal to 1000 rupees. Now let us have a look on the questions which are given in the question. Here, first question is, does the graph pass through the origin? Does the graph pass through the origin? Yes, the graph always passes through the origin. Okay, because graph always passes through the origin. The next is, use the graph to find the interest on rupees 2500 for a year. Interest on 2500 will be exactly in the middle of 2000 and 3000. That means exactly in the middle of 160 and 240. So you can find the middle value of 240. You can find the middle value of 240 and 160, and it will be 160 plus 240 will be divided by 2 will be equal to 0, 0 and 3, sorry 4 divided by 2, which will be equal to 200. That means to find the interest on rupees 2500 rupees for a year is 200 rupees. Okay, is 200 rupees. Now the third part is to get an interest of 280 per year, how much money should be deposited? 280 per year, interest of 280 per year. It will lie after 240. It will lie after 240. Okay, that means after 3000. So it will be the middle value of 240. In the similar way, 240 plus 320 will be equal to 0. 560 divided by 2, it will be equal to 280. So it is the 280 is the middle value of 240 and 320. For that, to find the principal, you have to find the middle value of 3000 and 4000, and it will be 3500. So the answer for the third part is 3500. Now the next question is, draw the graph for the following. Here sides are given, here parameters are given. See, parameter depends on the side. You know that if the side is 4, suppose if the side is 2 centimeter, just 1 second. You know that parameter of the square is 4a. Parameter of the square is 4a. That means 4 multiplied by side. So if the side is 2, then parameter will be 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. If the side is 3, then parameter will be 12. Similarly, you can see for all. You can draw the graph easily. I already told you many times about drawing the graph. You have to choose the scale as 1 unit is equal to 4 centimeter, because all the parameters will contain the distance of 4, because 4a, that's why it is containing the distance of 4, and it will be 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and here sides 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and you can draw the graph. For the side, when the side is 2, parameter is 8, so this will be the coordinate. When the side is 3, parameter is 12, so this will be the coordinate. When the side is this is I think see in the data, when the side is 3.5, then the parameter is 14. So 3.5 will lie somewhere between 3 and 4, that means at this side. Then data is 14, and it will lie somewhere between 16 and 12, and it will be that coordinate. Now when the side is 5, parameter 20, and when the side is 6, parameter is 24. Now you can join all these points and it is making a linear graph. So you can say that as it is clear from the graph that it is a linear graph, so you can say that yes, it is a linear graph. Similarly, in the that means in the similar way you can do the next part of the question, which is second part. Side is given and area is given. Side is 2, area 4, side 3, area 9, 4, 16, 5, 25, 6 and 36. You have to draw the graph according to that. Here you can see that the distance between the area is minimum difference is 5. So you can choose the scale as 1 unit is equal to 5 centimeter square. Here the graph is 1 unit is equal to 5 centimeter square. On the x-axis you will take side, and on the y-axis you will take area. Now when the side is 12, area is 6. When the side is 3, area is okay. Now when the side is 2, area is 4. When the side is 3, area is 9. When the side is 4, area is 16. It will lie after 15. When the side was 5, area was 25. Okay, so when you join all these points, then it is in the curve shape. It is in the, you can see in this image that it is from this graph a curve shape is obtaining. That means this is not the linear graph. So the answer for that, no, it is not a linear graph, because the graph does not provide a straight line, and it is and for the linear graph it is necessary that graph should be provide a straight line, but here you have a curve, that's why it is not a linear graph. Okay, hope you understand all these questions. And also chapter 15 has been completed. Now you have to do all these questions in your fair notebook and to complete your work. And there is one more thing, that if you have any problem regarding any question or regarding any concept, then you can ask. And one more thing, that after completing 16 chapters, you have to submit your homework collectively to me. Okay, now enough for today.